Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Yeah, do it right. Only got one life. Got one shot at this, I gotta do it right. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Time to throw in the towel. I've been holding on this for a while. Moving on my own skin. Crocodile, yeah, I'm washed in the blood. Made new, can't tell who I was. No, he saved me by grace. He did it just because. Yeah, my flesh was on.
Hey, welcome.
Hello.
Y'all know what time it is.
Hey,
it's Wealthy Marriage
Wednesday.
You are so welcome. We back again.
Yes.
We don't play. It don't matter what the weather is.
That's
it don't
right.
matter what time of year it is.
Don't
It don't
matter
matter
if it's
where we
freezing
at in
outside.
the world.
Come on.
We bringing you Wealthy Marriage Wednesday
Join
all
us.
over the world.
Yes, share this broadcast out.
Hey,
Share
it with somebody. We talking about some real stuff today.
Yes.
They ain't even got to be a couple. Send
Nope.
this to somebody who ain't got no man. Send this to somebody who's still working on a wife. Hey, whoever it is, you send it to them because we're talking about decisions.
You
today.
gotta make a decision.
That was saying in your best John Mays voice.
Make a decision.
A decision
Yes,
on what you're gonna do.
that's right.
We got to decide about some stuff. We got so many options on who we could be, what we can do.
That's right.
It could be overwhelming. But the people who become extremely successful like you, people who go to the next level like you, they make decisions.
They do.
So we're going to talk about that on today. I'm excited about today
All right.
in a significant way.
Oh, yeah.
My juices are flowing.
Uh-oh.
My juices are flowing, Joy.
The juices is
I'm
flowing,
feeling some
y'all.
things. It's Coach John and Joy.
Yes, we
All
are.
right, so check it out. This is all about financially independent, becoming that way as a couple. That's where you have options. Options and choices to do the things that you've been called to do.
That's right.
So we give you the freedom formula every single week.
That's right, because we turning time into money.
Turning that money into assets.
And turning the assets into freedom,
That's
John.
it. Boom plus boom plus boom equals freedom. Freedom to what? Coach John and Joy, what are you talking about? I don't know what freedom is. Freedom to do the thing that you ain't doing now.
That is what you want.
Freedom to do it with no restrictions. Freedom to be that blessing to your family. Freedom. We talking about freedom at a very high level. So shout out to Mary. What's up?
Hey,
Hey, we can't get back. We had to do another boot camp. I'll
right.
let you tell Kenny we said what's up. Now I'm telling y'all need to lock in right now because we're talking about decisions. And when we talk about this thing right here, we're talking about something that's so serious. But before we get into it, we got to give you our disclaimer.
Yes, the disclaimer.
All this information is for education and entertainment purposes only. Do your own research.
That's right.
Past results are not an full indication of future outcomes.
That's right.
And by all means, fact check some people that you see on Facebook and
check.
YouTube.
Yes.
Outside of that, we're going to share with you some experiences that we know are real. And we're going to share with you the real behind the scenes stuff that nobody's telling you to help you to go to the next level in a significant way. That's is your disclaimer. So decide. Come on. We about to talk to them about this Latin, Joy.
Come on. Well, you know. It has a root word called desire.
Yes.
Which means to cut off.
Yes. Yes.
So side has a direct to kill. So it means to kill it. To cut it off.
That's what I'm talking about. So a decision. We're talking about a decision. What does the word decision mean? A lot of times we say we're making a decision.
Yes.
But we haven't actually made a decision.
What do you mean, John?
Well, we say, well, I've decided today that I'm going to read this book.
Okay.
Well, but you don't read the book. So did you really make a decision to read the book? So what makes a decision a decision?
Okay.
Or else every single time we think we're making a decision, but we're not really making decisions. And so a decision is when you have a course of action and we cut off other options. Even the word itself, it's the death to other options. A decision is to cut off or put death to other options and really specifically to focus on the path that you on.
That's good.
And a lot of times we still allowing other options in the background. It's like making a decision to be married. Guess what? I decided it ain't no more options.
Right.
All the other options is cut off. It ain't no more Facebook friends. Right. It ain't no more contacts on my contact list. It ain't no more Instagram DMs. It ain't none of that. That's right. I made a decision. I put death to other options. Right. We need to make the same decision financially. And making a decision on what route we're going to go in real estate specifically, because we've been sitting here talking about this real estate game. You asked us, and we're going to tell you, we coach couples. The number one indicator of a successful couple is a couple who can make decisions, who can collectively come together and make a decision. It's easy to make decisions when you're single. Like when I'm by myself, I make all kind of decisions. You know what I eat? I stop at whatever place is most convenient. I ain't got to ask nobody what they want to eat. You can't even make a decision on what you want to eat. Why is she getting all quiet? I'm just saying, what happens when you ask your spouse what to eat, what you want to eat? You know all the stuff you don't want, but don't know what you do want. When you make a decision, you making a straight line focus on what you want. And being able to put other options to death. Guess what? It ain't no Wendy's. It ain't no McDonald's. It ain't no Chick-fil-A. What is it that you've made a decision when you make a decision?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, making a decision, it can be difficult. Like for me, when I have a hard and difficult time making decisions on my own. And so being able to do that, because I always used to think, well, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Well, I didn't think about that. But when sometimes just making a decision can make your whole life easier.
Right.
It really can.
Right.
Really
Decisions make life easier. Yeah. They make business better. And especially when you make really good decisions. And it's like, well, we started making really good decisions together. With our kids, we made good decisions. We made some good decisions with our finances. Oh, yeah. We made some, but we've made some decisions that didn't work out great in all different areas with our kids, with our finances, with our family, with our relationship. Businesses. But we made a decision. Like, do you know why some people say, how did you all do what you do so fast? And how do you handle all the stuff you handle? When we tell them about the ministry and the nonprofit, and we start telling them about our family, and we start telling, then they see us on a trip somewhere, or then they see us traveling or doing these different things. And they say, how are you doing all this stuff? Well, you know why? Because we don't struggle with decision making. We make decisions and then we just rock with it. But we're going to give you 5 principles of decision making that we learned. Shout out to Phil Puchikowski, Freedom Mentor. Shout out to my guy. But we learned these years ago. We implemented these when it talks about making a decision. And as we did it, it changed everything. So we're going to gift that to you right now, is our process for how we make decisions and how we think about decisions that's helped us to be able to accelerate in our life. And so rule number 1 of decisions.
No decision is the worst decision.
Yeah, no decision not only is a decision, but it's the worst decision. It is the absolute worst decision you can make. Many times we think because, okay, we haven't decided to invest. So we say, I ain't getting into it. Well, or you still choosing or analyzing what's going to be best. Well, in that analysis time, we're making a decision not to do.
And even not making a decision, like if you don't like confrontation and you need to correct somebody, but you make a decision not to do it. That
no decision.
Result as no decision.
No decision.
You letting it just fall as it may.
Right. You know, many times, like for me, you know, what happened was I was coming into decision making and I was conflict avoidant. And I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I usually think I was a nice person, and I, generally speaking, wanted people to be happy. You know, you want people to be happy. You're not nasty people. You're watching Wealthy Marriage Wednesday.
Of course not.
Nasty people don't watch this show.
Nope.
And so you don't want to hurt people's feelings. You don't want people to feel off put by things you say. You worried about that. So sometimes we neglect decisions or put off decisions. I know sometimes I could procrastinate at times when it came to decisions.
Me too.
And the reason I would do it is because I was a little bit overwhelmed by the decision, or I felt a little bit of doubt, or I felt like the decision just wasn't a big deal. So I just
Yeah.
kind of put it off. And I realized in all those different areas, it led to results that I didn't want. And so to
Yeah.
lead to results that we do is actually making a clear decision on what you're going to do and what you're not going to do.
Yeah.
So that there's intention behind the things that we're doing and intention behind the things we're not doing.
That's right.
Like, guess what? If I'm on a diet and I decide to eat a pizza, I made a decision that I'm eating the pizza.
Right.
I just made a decision.
Right.
Like, I know what it is and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And so we have a issue when we say that we're going to do something, like I'm on a diet. Did we really decide that we're on a diet if we have still allowed ourselves to pivot from thing to thing to thing to thing? Like, did I make the decision for the pizza, or was I ever actually on the diet in the first place?
Oh, that's good.
And so we have to really know the difference between the two. So I didn't just slip up and do it. We were intentional when we did it.
Yeah.
I didn't slip up and say this. I was intentional when I say it. The more things that we can be intentional about saying, not saying, and intentional about doing and not doing.
That's right.
So now in our life, the things that we don't do are intentional.
Yes.
Guess what? I dare you to go in the storage room in our basement. It's not tidy. It's stuff everywhere in
I
there.
know.
I dare you. There's some places in my garage. You know what? Is it not done? I don't feel any type of way about it. I
Nope.
got better things to do. I ain't doing it.
That's right.
You know, sometimes you got to tell yourself, is my car washed? I feel horrible. My car don't look good. You
I
know
don't.
what? I don't. I made a decision. I'm not going to deal with it right now. I'll
Right.
get to it later. It gives you peace of mind when it feel like you have control over your life
For
by
sure.
making decisions and not just allowing things to happen and then complaining about them.
That's right.
Check it out. Number 2.
Decision making is like a muscle. You gotta practice. You gotta use it.
All right. So the decision-making muscle.
Mhm.
The decision-making muscle is a muscle. And many times, like, I was a cook for a lot of years. I didn't have to make a lot of decisions when I was a cook. Even when I was a restaurant manager, you don't make a lot of decisions. And you truthfully, I promise you don't. Everything is written down in the book. You either do it or you don't do it, and you follow it to the best of your ability. There's way more stuff you're supposed to do than what you actually have time to do. And you just do the best you can at it. And so you constantly getting a lot of stuff done. But when you're talking about decisions are things that that impact other people. And so the reason why CEOs get paid so much is because they make decisions that impact a whole lot of people. And if we're in positions in our life where we don't have to constantly make decisions, and we get into business like real estate, there's just a ton of decisions that you have to make.
It really is.
Like every single day we make so many decisions, and the better you get at making decisions, the easier it is, the less stressful it is, the less time it takes to be able to make the decision.
And I think learn how to make decisions helps everything not to feel like it's a 911 situation.
That's right.
It really does.
That's right. And so when the first time we get into a business venture, it always feels like you're making all these first time decisions. And you got all these choices you got to make, and you're thinking about it. And so there's an opportunity to make a choice, and you got different choices, but there's only one decision.
Yeah.
And the limiting factor is feeling like it's not going to work out right.
Yep.
And we can't allow that. You know, we have come to a place where we are going to make decisions and not worry about the outcome.
Yeah.
Like, once we've made the decision, we rock with the decision.
That's
and
right.
we're excited because we just made a decision when we're people who aren't really proficient at making decisions. So we're already feeling thankful and grateful and
That's right.
walking inside of the fact that we made a decision. And then after that, being at peace with the decision you made.
That's right.
Just being thankful that you made a actual decision. And just know that the more decisions you make, the easier it's going to become. And it's like a muscle, like even working out in the gym for all those who do, it just keeps getting easier and easier, better and better. Let me hear. Do y'all remember Colin Powell? Shout out to Colin Powell.
Powell 40/70.
So this is number 3, the 40/70 technique. If you're a person who's had challenges making decisions at different times, like we have, this technique changed everything. It absolutely was a game changer. And if you're familiar with this, you need to just recall that if you're ever feeling any stress with decision making. And so you got a decision to make at that time. Well, once you get 40% of the information that's telling you, that indicates it's going to work out in your favor, or it's going to be a favorable outcome, then anywhere between 40% to 70%, just go with your gut. Just go with your gut.
Yeah.
Go with that whichever way that you're leaning as a decision maker. Go with that. On the inside, go with it. Pray about it, go with it.
Yeah.
And so once you get about 40%, anywhere between 40 to 70%, once you get beyond 70% of the information that indicates that this thing is going to work out, the truth be told, once you get beyond that, you probably already missed the opportunity.
Wow.
You've missed the chance because you waited too long and you
Yeah.
were stuck in analysis paralysis.
Wow.
So stay in that 40-70 range, like Colin Powell, who was making some significant wartime decisions, made some good
Right.
ones too.
Mhm.
And that's how he did it. And it
That's
helped
right.
us too.
Oh, and number 4, this is so important. Write down why. Write down why you made the decision.
Yeah, documenting the process.
Mhm.
There's one thing. Oh my goodness gracious. It used to burn me up on the inside.
Uh-oh.
Is when we would do something and then at the end of it, we go, oh, I don't know if God told us that. Oh, what really happened? So now you sitting here wondering what God told you.
Oh my
Or now you
goodness.
sitting here, well, why did we do that? I can't believe every time, and it makes you fearful to make another decision. It
Mm.
makes you sad about it. It makes you
Yep.
second
really
guess
can.
making decisions.
Yep.
Like, be excited. Like, write it down. Be like,
Mhm.
oh, that's why I did it. In the
Yep.
moment, it was a good decision.
That's right.
Did it work out the way we thought? No. But at the same time, we made a decision and we stuck with it.
Yeah, when you make a decision, it doesn't mean that you have control over how the outcome is going to come,
Mhm.
how it's going to be. So making a decision is being okay with what you said or what you chose. Like, make that decision and be good with it.
And then writing it down helps you to look back and look at your thought process.
Yeah.
It's like, why did I make that decision? Okay, well,
Mhm.
let me change the way I'm thinking about it so next time I can make a better decision.
Right.
And so decisions, working that decision
Yeah.
making muscle.
Yep.
The next one.
Oh, decide quickly, change slowly.
Decide
Mm.
quickly and change slowly.
Yes.
And so basically meaning stop taking ourselves off the hook
Yeah.
for the things that we've made a decision to do.
Right. Right. Just because it doesn't work and look like you thought it was going to be doesn't mean it was bad. So take your time in changing it and it's thinking that it's always a horrible decision. Oh, I can't believe I did. No, just slow down. Just slow down
Right.
and look at what the outcome is really going to be.
And then, so here it goes. So I've made a decision to do real estate. I get one property and things ain't going perfectly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I quit. We could have done that too.
Yep.
But we made a decision to get in.
That's right. We did.
And then changed slowly. Like, we're in it. So now
Mhm.
let's figure it out. Let's work through it. Let's work through the challenges. Sometimes when it gets hard, we want to quit.
Yep.
And we want to quit too soon.
Yeah.
And we want to quit before we get going.
That's right.
It's like going through a couple semesters in college. Then you got to a class that was kind of challenging
Hard.
for you.
Mhm.
And all of a sudden you're questioning your decision on whether college is right for you.
Yeah.
And then you start coming up with all these reasons why it doesn't work. Oh, well, I got all these other commitments. I need to make some money now. I mean, you start thinking all of these reasons. So then it's like, then you're tempted to drop out of something. So I'm talking about make a decision. Put death to other options. There's no other option. I'm getting my degree. I'm finishing it. And this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so be quick to decide, but then slow to change your decision. And so in order to make great decisions, for me, I had to put the note sheet down. It's because I was the one stuck in analysis paralysis. I'm the one who had the steaks in the freezer. That was me. It's because I was scared to jump into real estate. And many of you might be scared to grow your portfolio or kind of got some fear in where you're at and your next step at some point. And like, I didn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
So I would take the time to get all this information. And then I would start listening to so many different people's opinions that now I would want to document all this stuff. And this is how you make the perfect decision. That by the time I had all the information down, I would be looking at it all. And then I would get overwhelmed. And then I would just say, nah, I don't want to deal with it. Because if you got to do all that, I don't want to do it. And what I found is like, you don't have to do all that. at some point, you're going to have to get enough of the facts.
Yeah.
You're going to have to decide it's what you want to do and just go ahead and make a move.
Yeah.
And so whether you're buying property, whether you're picking out what you want to do with a property, a lot of times we deal with people. One day they want to do flips.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna flip houses. I want to do flips.
Yeah.
And the next day they want to be people who rent. Then the next day they want to do multifamily. Then the next day they're doing
Airbnb.
apartments. Then the next day they say, nah, forget this. I want to do stocks. Then they want to open another business. Then they want to get an ATM machine.
Right.
Then they want to get a vending machine.
Mm-hmm.
Then they back to real estate again. Why did I even leave it in the first place? And
Right.
it's going in this circle because we have not decided. And so you can make a decision right now and just start.
Yeah.
You don't know what the future is going to hold in any decision that you make. Tomorrow is not promised.
Nope.
It's just not. But today, right now, in this moment, you can make a decision.
Yeah.
It's just like the decision to follow Christ. You can make a decision to follow Christ right now. You ain't got to wait. You can make a decision right now that you're going to walk into an abundant lifestyle and start taking those steps today, tonight. You can do it.
Yeah.
And so for those of you who have decided to make a decision on real estate investing and you say you want somebody to walk with you on the journey, that's what we're here to do.
That's right.
You made a decision to walk. We're here to walk with you. You text us at 502-632-3005. We'd be glad to walk this journey side by side with you and help you to be able to accelerate and to be able to be successful.
That's right.
And so I hope that you got something out of this today and that you begin to make decisions better, stronger, faster, so that you can be abundantly successful here in 2025.
That's right.
And with that being said, we love y'all. God bless you. And we look forward to seeing you all next week because it's always so much
better together.
All right. Next time.